Hey there, health lovers. Welcome to The Scoop, where we serve you straight nutrition talk, one scoop at a time. I'm Rachel. I'm a dietitian. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 2 busy boys, and I am a big fan of making small, healthy changes that can lead to big results. So grab your coffee, your water bottle, or even your afternoon snack and settle in. We're about to dive into today's scoop. And trust me, these simple tips are going to make healthy living feel a whole lot easier. Let's get started. Any and all opinions and views shared by hosts and guests on this podcast are the speaker's own and do not represent the views of Live It Up or its affiliates or parent company. Hey guys, welcome back to The Scoop, serving you straight nutrition talk, one scoop at a time. I'm Rachel. I am a registered dietitian and a nutrition expert, and today we're talking about how food impacts your emotions. You are what you eat, physically and mentally. In other words, our health and mood reflects what we have or have not eaten. So for example, what we eat can lower or raise our serotonin, our dopamine, our norepinephrine, and these are all neurotransmitters in our brain that control our ability to relax, to resist food cravings, or to have energy and alertness. So what we put in our mouths can affect how well our red blood cells carry oxygen to our body, how well our body can convert food to energy. And poor management of either will make us feel tired, weak, irritable, or even moody. And not only that, but some foods may actually play a role in promoting poor mental health. But deficiencies aren't just from not eating the right foods. When we're in a stressful situation, our body uses specific vitamins, minerals, and nutrients in much higher amounts, and that leaves us depleted. So without those essential nutrients, our brain, our muscles, and our cells, they can't function optimally. Let's take a look at some of the research. Diets high in sugar may promote inflammation in the brain, and that when sugar intake is too high, there could be worsening symptoms of mood disorders. Too much salt might increase levels of a protein found in the brain. It's called tau, which may promote cognitive decline. A diet high in processed and fried foods may increase the likelihood of anxiety and may increase the risk for depression. And certain artificial food colors may be linked with hyperactivity and irritability in children, especially those who are sensitive to it. Now, on the flip side, there are some studies that show potential link between a Mediterranean-style diet and reduced rates of neurodegenerative types of diseases. And other research has actually indicated that there could be a link between high quality diet that is nutrient rich, includes lots of plants and low sugar intake, low ultra processed food intake, and the reduction of symptoms of depression. So listen, we may be genetically predisposed for certain diseases, but we can make a difference by what we put in our mouth. Research is starting to show that a high quality diet with, high quality foods that provides vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, they're all important for our brain health. And you need to give your brain premium fuel to allow it to run well. Similarly, if we feed it low quality fuels, then it's not getting the nutrients it needs, also likely getting things that it shouldn't have, like more oxidative stress, which is what can lead to more inflammation, which is what might lead to more chronic diseases. So, what foods should we be eating for our brain health? The first one, cruciferous vegetables and leafy greens, okay? These may help to slow cognitive decline. What are cruciferous veggies? Well, these can include broccoli, cauliflower, bok choy, Brussels sprouts, kale, collard greens, and arugula, among others. The second thing that we should be eating are sources of omega-3 fatty acids. So things like fatty fish, like salmon or tuna steak, but also you might find it in walnuts and chia seeds, So omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidant-rich berries. These may be associated with a higher cognitive function, slower decline with age, and also have the potential link with lower levels of depression. Chickpeas. Chickpeas are actually really high in B6, and you can get almost your full recommended amount of B6 from 1 cup of chickpeas. So B6 actually helps form serotonin and dopamine, which are our feel-good hormones in the brain. And then egg yolk, beef, whey, and salmon, they contain choline. Choline is a water-soluble vitamin, and it helps make acetylcholine. And this is the chemical that allows us to learn, remember, regulate our mood, and control how well we move. The last thing that we want to focus on is anything that's going to help boost your gut microbiome, because your gut microbiome is incredibly important for your mood and for your mental health. Things like probiotics, high fiber foods that contain prebiotics like fruits and vegetables. Also, in conjunction, you want to avoid too many foods that have additives. This is what's going to be critical for your healthy gut, because it turns out that food additives, different preservatives, things like that, may actually cause dysbiosis in the gut. And that means there's an imbalance between your healthy gut and your harmful gut bacteria. And we just want to make sure that these two are in balance and that you have mostly your healthy gut bacteria in there. This all goes to show that there is a link between diet, physical health, and mental health. And this link is strong. Each one influences the other. Feed your body with good, feel good mentally and physically. So what can we do on a day-to-day basis to help with our long-term brain health, but also our daily moods? Let's talk about specific things that you can do. And the first one is to make sure your meals and snacks are combinations that include complex carbohydrates and protein. And why? Why do you need a combo like that? And that's because foods that cause blood sugar crashes make us feel tired. They can cause cravings. And these foods are primarily refined carbohydrates, things like sugary beverages or pastries. Too many carbohydrates at once also will raise your blood sugar really fast, and then it drops really fast. So to help prevent these big blood sugar swings, think about this balance. Eating more protein, healthy fats, and fiber, all of these slow down how fast your blood sugar increases because they take much longer to digest. So this in turn helps stabilize your energy levels and ultimately your mood. 2, from what we've learned about which foods to focus on to support brain health, it's clear these include lots of vegetables, antioxidant-rich fruits such as berries, sources of omega-3 fatty acids, and all the foods that feed your gut, such as fiber and probiotics. Listen, there are, of course, many other nutrients and foods that affect our mood and support our mental health. These are just a great way to get started to feeling more well-balanced. Let's talk about how we can implement this in your day-to-day life and what your micro habits might end up being. So think about the different things we've talked about today, the different foods that you might want to include, the different things that you might want to do in terms of how you set up your meals to help prevent sugar crashes, which can lead to irritability, and what foods you might want to minimize. And think about your overall diet and where these might fit in. Where do you feel like you can make the biggest impact with the smallest change? I want you to start there. Start making sure that you can fit in one goal. Which one will you focus on? Are you going to try to add more fiber through fruits and vegetables? Make a goal out of it. Maybe your goal is to add one vegetable with every meal. Maybe that's too much for you. Maybe you start with just one vegetable at 2 of your dinners during the week, and then you build up from there. So that can be a micro habit that you can build on. And then once you get to having vegetables most days of the week at one meal, start to implement at another meal. And then start looking at what other colors, okay? And if you're not eating a lot of fish, so you're not getting omega-3 fatty acids, you might consider a supplement. Omega-3 fatty acid supplements can be really beneficial for different people who might not like fish or might not eat fish. For example, if you are vegan. So there are ways to get around the food part of it. But as you know, my bottom line is always making sure you are focusing on whole foods. So I want you to let me know in the comments what your micro habit is going to be. How are you going to start promoting your brain health?